what's going on, all my otakus out there? It's Venomousfatman. How y'all doing? Here's a brand new segment of The Verdict for all of you guys out there. So this time I'm talking about Bamboo Blade from Funimation Entertainment. Check it out. Let me give you guys a little close-up of the actual box art here. This is actually part 2 of the anime. There's only about 26 episodes in this entire anime. Here's the back there. So, what's this thing about? Basically, it's about a group of girls, or pretty much a group of people, a group of students. They're part of this kendo club that they actually started back in middle school, and it leads all the way up to like their early days of high school. And pretty much there's a whole bunch of like teen drama that goes on. This is like one of those animes that rides on the fine line of both cutesy and kind of normal. Like that, it leans more towards the cutesy side, with the whole like little young schoolgirls and the whole teen drama and stuff like that. But anyway, they're part of this kendo club, it's led by their actual teacher, that's part of their school and whatnot. He's always getting into problems that he's almost like getting this close to getting fired or whatever. But their main goal is to try to, be the best kendo club that they can be. And they can actually, compete in different like national type of tournaments and such. So it's pretty interesting. One of the coolest things about anime, and at least about the Japanese in general, is that they could take any sort of like subject and make some sort of like dramatic, in-depth, and epic storyline out of it. Now, while this is by no means epic or super in-depth or anything like that, it is still a decent story for something that's, so a little bit much more on the smaller side for us here in the States, about kendo, just in general. But anyway, animation is okay. It's not like, off the walls crazy, fight sequences and like that. It's pretty decent, pretty average. It's not terrible, but at the same time, it's not overly amazing. The characters themselves, what's interesting is that each one of the kind of like schoolgirls here, if you can see some of them, one of them's getting their head cut off, but they all have like their own little stories going on for them throughout the entire series. There's little things, one has issues with her mom, or well, not issues with her mom, but her mom has like type of like issues with overworking and stuff like that. Another one, has a type of like much more traditional style type of Japanese, upbringing and Japanese family, and she's also into, kind of the equivalent to here of what Power Rangers is in the real world. One has a boyfriend that is actually, part of the actual kendo club, and, they're madly in love together and such like that, and also she's at the same time a little psychotic. There's a lot of different things going on, for the different girls. There's each one of these little kind of like neat stories that you could kind of follow throughout the entire like run of the actual series, but they still, they don't have any significant impact on what the overall story is. They kind of feel like they're kind of just thrown in there. But the overall overarching story for this actual anime is kind of subpar at most. It's not, amazing. It's not going to be this thing where it's going to really kind of keep you glued to the actual seat. But if you're interested in these types of animes, or the much more cutesy animes, or the ones that are just basically about, teenage or young girls like that, then you may get some sort of, satisfaction of watching this. Now, don't get me wrong, this is kind of like riding a little bit on like jailbait. It's always that kind of like a little inside joke amongst the, the anime community, or the otaku community. But, professionally saying here, people, bottom line is that it's an okay anime. It's not, phenomenal, but it's not terrible at the same time. It's okay. It's alright. So, anyway, like I said, 26 episodes. That's another thing I should mention before I forget. 26 episodes. Now, normally I do not mind, how long an actual anime is. If anything, there's been some really short animes that have been really good. For example, Afro Samurai. Forgetting about the resurrection stuff, but the original Afro Samurai was only 5 episodes. And that anime was amazing, in all type of retrospects. At the same time, on the other opposite end of the spectrum, you got animes that are really, really long, but at the same time, they don't have like such great stories, or they may not have the best animation, or whatever the problem may be. It's kind of like two different sides of the spectrum. This one, my main problem with it, as far as the length, I felt a little cheated at the end. When I actually got to the end, I know everything kind of got wrapped up somewhat, but I felt like there should have been more. Like, there should have been, like, at least another, like, 12 episodes, or even 10 episodes, for that matter, giving the characters a little bit much more of their due, or maybe, really kind of giving them that kind of poetic justice, if you know what I'm saying. But basically, there should have been at least a little bit much more story to get out of this, and everything would have worked out much more better, in my opinion. So anyway, that's just my opinion. If you like, kendo, or if you like, pretty much, traditional Japanese type of stories for the most part, or even if you like animes that are just mainly, more cutesy and based on young girls and such, check out Bamboo Blade. This one might be for you. I think it's alright. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on the whole matter, guys. Leave your comments and video responses. I don't mind, just keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think of this anime, or tell me what your favorite anime, at least with this type of subject matter is, whether it be about teenage girls, or whether it be about swordsmanship, or even just being in a Japanese middle or high school. Put it in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. So anyway, I'm Venomousfatman. This has been your verdict. Talk to you guys again soon. Peace out. Stay epic, everybody.